Good afternoon from a very familiar setting. It's race day here in Spain, and with everything still to play for in the championship battle, there's no room for mistakes in a Grand Prix that's well known for creating them. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. Anthony Davidson is here with me today. Together we'll be taking you through all the action of this Spanish Grand Prix. It can be hard for the cars to follow each other closely here due to the dirty air coming off the car in front. So perhaps we're looking at a more strategic Grand Prix, Ant. What do you think on that?
I'm not too sure about that, Crofty. I mean, yes, as you say, it's hard to follow around here, but if you're brave on the brakes, you can get the job done down into turn 1, which is a medium-speed corner, so you have to be committed. And looking down at this grid today, I think we're going to see 1 or 2 drivers making a move from a long way back, maybe try to force their opponent into a mistake. I don't think this is a race that's going to be purely decided in the pit stops.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Miller completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Raikkonen, Hamilton, Sainz, Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Magnussen, Grosjean, Stoffel Van Dorn and Leclerc, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Lance Stroll and Brendan Hartley. Perez and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, we qualified higher than we were anticipating. Let's see if we can do just as well in the race. Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can. The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Second place, you're in second place. Verstappen is ahead of you, Vettel behind. 6 laps until your pit window is open, 17 laps to go. Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage. Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. You're sat in P2. Verstappen ahead. The gap is less than a second. They're on old super softs. Vettel is behind you. They're on old super softs. Pit window will open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. 14 laps to go. Check your MFD for a new Copy. Okay, you've been pushing your luck on the track limits too much. We've been given a 3-second penalty. Second place, you're in second place. Verstappen is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 1.8 seconds. They're on old super softs. Raikkonen behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on old Right, come in at the end of this lap. Okay, we can take you this lap. Pit now, pit now. Charles is in the pits. Go, go, go. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Fourth position, you're in fourth position. Vettel is ahead of you, less than a second separate you. They're on fresh softs. Ricciardo behind, they're on fresh softs. The gap to the leader is 5.6 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 9 laps to go. Gap to teammate behind is 14.0 seconds. Nice move. Good job. You're sat in P2, Verstappen ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 4.9 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Raikkonen is behind you. They're on fresh softs. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 8 laps to go. Okay, clear. Second place, you're in second place. Verstappen is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 3.9 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Vettel behind. Our gap behind is 3.3 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. You're sat in P2, Verstappen ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 2.0 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Vettel is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 6.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 6 laps to go. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race. You're leading the pack. P1. Verstappen is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh softs. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 5 laps till the end. We're leading our teammate by 31.6 seconds. You are in first position, front of the pack. Verstappen behind. The gap behind us is 3.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 4 laps remaining. Gap to teammate behind is 33.9 seconds. They're on fresh softs. The time last lap was a 1 minute 29.0. Okay, the gap behind is 4.7 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Our gap behind is 9.0 seconds. This is your final lap of the race. We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. You're leading the pack. P1. Verstappen is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 10.5 seconds. They're on old softs. This is your final lap of the race. Great drive. We did it. Good job.
A great win then for the Sauber team today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
So, here they come out now onto the podium after a thrilling Grand Prix. It just goes to show what a strong position the sport is in, that these independent teams can be so competitive. What a superb victory from the Sauber team. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Miller increases their championship lead. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Sauber moved further clear at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today, as they make their way up the standings. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective. Was there really any competition for you today? Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there. Do you think that your close rivalry has helped you out this season? You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? Great. Well, that's everything.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up. We've received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.
Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.